good motivation, comfortable mindset. So first we will do the daily prayer book or at the beginning. Then we will just today morning the 2 sessions precious life in impermanent, and then afternoon course in karma in 2 sessions. So we can go each a little bit more teachings and little detail how precious life, other beings, they don't have this kind karmic making to practice. So there are some jewel ornament liberations chapters, if you can check there how precious human life. We have in here precious human life, the jewel ornament liberation. A person who read in English, they can preparing, they need the text. So we have the text in the library right now. So then when I say, can you open the refuge chapter, and you need to open the text. So this helps for you what is the text said, then we need to practice more deep every day. It's very helpful. So the practice is even though you become one day or practitioner, or you're 70 years or rest of life, or practice is every day is increase more benefit. So there's the power in our the beginning, the prayer book, what they're telling how we wish into the prayer. Of course, our families and things like yes. Even though in enemy also wishing to become and to be free from sufferings. Enemy means they make you give sufferings. That's what we call she or he or whatever the different size the enemies. So enemy is the when you have some uncomfortable part of the Dharma or daily base the life, or maybe some any activities for your life, and then they say she is my enemy, he is my enemy. So usually Dharma case, there nothing is the enemy outside, enemy is the inside. So this is a very powerful sort of the teaching, directly teaching. You can hear this story is very inspired. Day before I have a guest came in here. The husband and wife, and she's 86, husband's 93. So the 93-year-old the man, he said, in his life, when he follows his parents, most people say, my parents the best in earth, but not didn't say your parents are not so bad, or maybe your parents are not so good. They didn't say, but he says, I have such a wonderful parent. I need to follow my good parents, and then my kids can follow me, and I am good showing for them where I came from. People all say good and bad, it doesn't matter. I need to show where I come from or where I am. So story is that he said he's a 70-something birthday, or something birthday, and his 70-year friend in childhood, also neighbor, and his birthday, and his friend came, and the old man, and he just another bottle of beer, So actually his birthday, the other friend need to say, okay, today I can pay the restaurant, costs. And unfortunately, his person said, okay, you need to pay more because you drink one bottle extra and beer. So his mind thought, this is my best friend, 70 years. My birthday, he charged more, cost for the beer. And he don't want that, he want who he is. Then he just waiting his friend's birthday. And his friend's birthday, and he take in his favorite restaurant, he paid bill. And he said, if I didn't do that, I'm only blame him, but I didn't do who I am. So his side, he didn't pay the bill in the food, but I must do. I think this is the very powerful of the teachings. And Tibetan called Ngondro it's like fit instruction, So that's why daily prayer, daily practice is wonderful and important. Likewise, here you see the beginning in our text, and they will see how wishing to the enemy also be free from suffering. So that's kind need to motivation. Then please share the prayer book, and we can go slowly, some meditation and things like that. Okay, beginning the prayer book.
All mother sentient beings, especially those enemies who hate me, obstructors who harm me, and those who create obstacles on my path to liberation and omniscience, may they experience happiness, be separated from suffering, and swiftly will I establish them in the state of unsurpassed, perfect, complete, and precious Buddhahood. Thus, until I achieve enlightenment, I perform virtuous deeds with body, speech, and mind. Until death, I perform virtuous deeds with body, speech, and mind. From now until this time tomorrow, I perform virtuous deeds with body, speech, and mind.
Idam Jinkaje Lhasa Nam Lai Jasu Jiwo Sanje Jamden De Nam Lai Jasu Jiwo Tambe Chu Nam Lai Jasu Jiwo Awe Gende Nam Lai Jasu Jiwo Bawe Gandre Chujan Sume Zo Yishige Jendan Denpa Nam Lai Jasu Jiwo Zawa Dai Jubara Jebe Bande Lama Tamba Nam Lai Jasu Jiu Idam Jinguru Ji Lhasa Nam Lai Jasu Jiu Sanje Jamden De Nam Lai Jasu Tambe Jiu Nam Lai Jasu Jiu Bagwe Gende Nam Lai Jasu Jiu Bawe Gandroi Chujan Sume So Yeshike Chandan Damba Namlai Josu Jewo.
We take refuge in the kind root and lineage lamas. We take refuge in the deities of the mandalas of the Yidams. We take refuge in all the exalted Buddhas. We take refuge in the perfect Dharma. We take refuge in the excellent order of the Sanghas. We take refuge in all the noble Dakas, Dakinis, and Dharma guardians, possessors of the eye of wisdom.
Darim Shane Baradon, Dishin Rola Bendun, Chanjo Samne Jinji, Dishin Tune La Bala, Rimbo Shindu La Waranji, Chanjo Ningbo Chuji, Parsanji Namla Jazu, Chudo Chanjo Semba, Salang Dishin Jazu, Chitara Wanjia de Shege, Chanjo Tone Jibada, Chanjo Sembe Laba, Teda Rimshin Bada, Tishin Dola Bendund, Chanjo Semne Jinji, Tishin Tune Labal, Rimbo Shindu Labaranji.
Until I attain the heart of enlightenment, I take refuge in all the Buddhas. I take refuge in the Dharma and likewise in the assembly of the Bodhisattvas. As the previous Buddhas embraced the enlightened mind and progressed on the Bodhisattva's path, I too, for the benefit of all sentient beings, give birth to bodhicitta and apply myself to accomplish the stages of the path.
Sonjia Jodo Zojia Jonam Lo Chanjo Bardo Dani Josu Logia Jonsoi Jiva Sonam Jindola Benjere Sanjia Andruva Sho Sanjia Jodo Zojia Jonam Chanjo Bardo Dani Josu Logia Jonsoi Jiva Sonam Rola Benjere Sanjian Ruvarayisho.
In the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha most excellent, I take refuge until enlightenment is reached. By the merit of generosity and other good deeds, may I attain Buddhahood for the sake of all sentient beings.
Monam Kodai Nyambe Samje Tamje Dewa Dan Deve Judan Dambarai Juji Dunga Dai Dunga Ge Judan Dewa Juji Dunga Mebe Dewa Dami Dewa Juji Nirang Chadan Yidang Deve Danyam Lane Barai Juruji Monanga Nyambe Samjetan Dewa Dan Deve Judan Dambara Jurje Dunga Dan Dunga Ge Judan Dewa Jud Dunga Mava Dewa Dami Devara Jurje Niran Shadan Yidan Dev Danyam Lane Bara Jurje.
May all mother sentient beings, boundless as the sky, have happiness in the causes of happiness. May they be liberated from suffering in the causes of suffering. May they never be separated from the happiness that is free from sorrow. May they rest in equanimity, free from attachment and aversion.
Okay, continue the 7 prayer. I can read English. I can read slowly in Tibetan.
I bow down respectfully with my body, speech, and faithful mind to all Tathagatas in the 10 directions, those who have already reached the Tathagata state, those who are reaching it at present, and all those Tathagatas still to come. Through the power of Samantabhadra's prayers, may all Buddhas manifest vividly in my mind. I prostrate to them, multiplying my body as many times as there are atoms of the earth. In each atom, I visualize as many Buddhas as there are atoms, surrounded by countless bodhisattvas. Thus, all space is filled with Buddhas and bodhisattvas. I praise all Buddhas through magnificent chanting, expressing the great ocean of their excellent qualities. To all Buddhas, I make offerings of various pure flowers, flower garlands, music, anointing oils, magnificent light, and fragrant incense. I make offerings to them of fine garments, perfume, and potpourri, piled high as Mount Meru and arranged in the most beautiful way. I visualize the highest and most extensive offerings and offer them with great faith to all Buddhas. I prostrate to the Buddhas and make offerings to them, following the deeds of the great Bodhisattva Samantabhadra. I confess to you, Buddhas, whatever negative actions I have done, due to the power of anger, desire, and ignorance. I rejoice in the merit of all the Buddhas in the 10 directions, of the great Bodhisattvas and Pratyeka Buddhas, those who have attained our hardship, those who have entered the path to our hardship, and all other beings. I request all great protectors and Buddhas to turn the highest wheel of Dharma, the light that dispels the darkness of the beings in the 10 directions and leads them gradually to the enlightened state. I request those Buddhas intending to pass into parinirvana to live long for as many eons as there are atoms of the earth in order to benefit all beings. Whatever merit I have gathered through prostrations, offerings, confession, rejoicing, beseeching, and praying for the sake of the enlightenment of all sentient beings, all this I dedicate. Unequaled refuge, ornament of the world. Your fame pervades the 3,000 worlds. You are the victor Vajradhara without a doubt. I bow at the feet of the Father Jigten Sumgun. Continually, I think of no one but you. Compassionate one, grant your blessings. Dispel the darkness that surrounds my heart. Please bless me so that I realize the unelaborated nature of mind.
Okay, now short mandalas.
The ground is sprinkled with scented water and strewn with flowers. It is adorned with Meru, the supreme mountain, the 4 continents, and the sun and moon. As a Buddha field, I offer it. May all sentient beings attain the happiness of the Buddha fields. To the lamas who possess the 3 kayas, I offer the outer, inner, and secret offerings with my body, wealth, and all that is visible. Please grant me the supreme realization, enlightenment. Whatever merit I have gathered through prostrations, offerings, confession, rejoicing, beseeching, and praying, for the sake of enlightenment of all sentient beings, all this I dedicate. Om Guru Deva Dakini Ratna Mandala Pratita Soha. Please turn the wheel of the Dharma of the 2 vehicles and their combination according to the dispositions and likewise the mental capacities of sentient beings.
Recording in progress.
Okay, good morning again, everyone. Very nice to all the practitioners in the gathering. It's wonderful. And so that's the way here practice the preliminary practice. Some our sanghas they finish traditionally, counting hundreds and thousands, prostration, vajrasattva, and things like that. For some group, completely finished for Ngondro, and they joins again to inspire. It's a wonderful way to the sutra and tantric text said. Sanje chave dachaya tateyang jigdentan shindukon. They said, and a very rare in the Dharma and the 3 jewels, as rare as teaching and the on. So this means sometimes dark eons, there's no Buddha, there's no Dharma, there's no Sangha. But we are so fortunate where in the Lord Buddha Shakyamuni's teaching time, where and here practice for our own freedom way to practice. And also we're fortunate to the past great teachings and continue. Those teachings is very deep, very profound, very beneficial. And also there's whoever practice, there are no difference in man or woman, old or young, whoever practice and whoever concentrate, they will succeed, and the text said, in realization. We always need to tension of the Dharma. And I heard the other teachers said, in the monastery, the monks and nuns, the only one focus in learning Dharma and become in the experience in the Dharma. As long as you live in the mountain, we call mountain is your palace, all the birds and the wild animal is your retinue and your friend, your companion. But stay as physically in the mountain and mentally to reaching all the 6 realms and through your experience in Dharma. And all the same time, you will live in the cities and try to benefit as much as you can. But before that, you have to experience. People say, today I can cook lunch, but they need to plan what do you cook, how to cook, things like that. Least need to our own experience. That's very helpful. Say, we go many places, and sometimes you will coming back disappointed. You will go many new things, new market and new locations, but they not give the fully satisfaction and happiness. When we go to the teachings in a holy place, nothing you handle or bring in the back, but you're in the full of the receive enjoy in our mind or heart. So that's because the teaching is a deeply connection to the each in our mind. So this means our mind is looking for some be free from sufferings. And some a group of Bodhisattva already be free from suffering. We're thinking that is way in footstep to catching those glorious sages. That is so marvelous. So many teachers said, when practice more, you are more joy in your heart. More practice, more relaxing your mind. Because you knew something's changing, you knew this is just impermanent, not only you or me. This is just a natural reality, not a panic, not disappointed, not depression. If not preparing in a small changing different circumstances, we are very fear how we can overcome, how we can deal those stronger arising. This gives for physically also very tired because they're not good to sleep, all of the tired of the body. Same as a mind, they're no relaxing. And the thought is so much thought. So that is when you practice more, you knew any circumstances come and you will be easy to deal, Looks like in your big jacket or thick jacket and the winter comes or not, you are not worried because you have already preparing. Or maybe you need to go to cross this river, you already know how to swim. Similarly, the practice help this kind of power in our mind. In the past, all the yogis and yoginis, Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, they all the same training in our own mind, different skill, different method. So now here we are training in our mind, focus of the sort of the retreat way. Retreat also the 2 different categories. One is the based on your devotion. Your devotion is like Vajra or diamond cannot destroy. Say if you meet some teachers, in your heart, this is good for me. This teaching is good for me. Now I'm, to follow the teachings, whatever, and say people say good and bad, and this teaching and person good for me. So then your faith is very strong. Your faith is becoming on your path, no mistake. The other hand is you need to wise mind to base of the academic level. You study books and all the multimakers and all different books. You can look here what the commentary said, what she said, he said. Then you can compete together what the best. Then you need to analyze our own mind practice. This book said this. This book said this. Yes, maybe there are 10 books and 2 different beings. They're different mind. It's not everybody is not the same identification trains, So everyone is different thought and different say something. But the idea is the same. How do we be free from suffering is the goal. A different way to explain. For here, the Kagyu tradition is most and the mind training, and the stay is hardship. Hardship means not eating and no clothing. Says I'm not talking about and more practice. When you use some things and pop up your mind, right away you meditate. That's easy to training. You familiar, People is very powerful. They get training wild animals. Circus, there are, you can see tigers, all scared animal also people training. And big animals like elephant also training. And also the wild dogs and coyotes, we can training. But those trainer, or sometimes forgot training their own mind. We have the training outside. It's not only in gentle way. There are a lot of use, treasure, and many things, and for the animals, a lot of suffering. They're not happy to training, but when they goes wrong, they will destroy you. But now mind, our own mind is training. That's the only way to become in peace. We're always looking for our own mind peace, Of course, the body as well. But our own mind is not peace, and how we can say others peace? It's just only talk, not reality or experience. So that is where last couple of weeks we're reciting Amidayu practice. This is the helping for our longevities. The other day I watched one great teacher in Tibet. He's teaching. He said, and the students are so devoted to want to learn something and practice something. He said his physical is very illness, but they inspire in the students want to practice. Looks like his sickness has become like numb, no feeling to sickness anymore. So he said, as long as the 1 year or 2 year or many year, now he can teach 3 sessions a day. I was very much the lesson this person's teaching. So this is related us here. All of you, their family busy, their Christmas coming day, you need preparation, go shopping or many things, but you choice to come gathering and practice, not only one day. This is the, your path. So I try my side also reading more text and who teaching, in fact, directly the mind resource is my responsibility as well. So something like that, we will all need to sort of teamwork. So this way, give the confidence, whatever this situation come in our mind. So today is the first morning session is the 4 thoughts. As she can share the text, and before that recitation, the increase mantra in Mala mantra. When your retreat begin, then every morning you can reciting those few mantras. Very good. Some you already know. Vajrasado mantras and the interdependent mantras on Yama Hidudambhava, and some mantras, and maybe 1 or 2 mantras maybe you need remember texts you have, and you can copy. And also the Ngondro text and near whoever there Mary here prepared to send, and they're all the mantras, everything there. So remember, we always say that when retreat, you need 2 malas. Remember, one the regular malas, one of the secret malas, and then you have the secret mala. We always talk anytime you need 1 bag, any color and you choice, and also bag how big depend your malas. So that's always we need it. So now, can you give me the verse? 1 verse. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. There. So now share the mantra. Okay, here's the lecture. Yang says the Sanskrit alphabet. Why we chanting this every morning or end of the session? This the giving for us the clear vocal or clear sound. Also, this makes you 80 minors and 30 majors of Lord Buddha's body. Remember, those excellencies come from the represented each letters there. So that is where the alphabet open in the all sound to reaching all universe. Also, the transformed our body, speech, mind. It become in the Buddha body, speech, mind. This is special for the body part. Okay, and so please reciting. Usually say 3 times or 7 times. So this case we recite him first one and 3 times. Om a I u re le le o ang a ka kha ga ga nga za 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 nya da 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 na da 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 na ba 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 ma ya ra lu wa sha ka sa ha ja so ha. Om a I u re le le o ang ai ka kha ga gang za 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 nya da 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 na da 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 na ba 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 ma ya ra lu wa sha ka sa ha ja so ha. Om ye Dharma hidu tamba wa hidu degen tadang gado hewang dada degen za yunerut evom vadi maha shamana yeso. Om ye Dharma hidu tamba wa hidu degen tadang gado hewang dada degen za yunerut evom vadi maha shamana. Om ye Dharma hidu tamba wa hidu degen dadang gada yawan dada degen yunerede evom bade maha shamana yesoha. Om bendar sadhu samaya manu balaya bendar sadhu dhanaba didan didu memba wa soda kaya memba wa soda kaya memba Honorado member was Sova Siddha Membrayanza Sova Gama Suzame Siddham Shriyan Guru Ha 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 ho Banga Ven Sorva Tatanganda Bandharmami Mundam Bandham Maya Sadhu A Om Bandhar Sadhu Samaya Manu Balaya Bandhar Sadhu Tanaba Didan Didu member was Sudha Kaya member was Sova Kaya member Honorado member was the member Yanda Sova Gama Suzame Siddham Shriyan Guru Ha 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 ho Gandam Bandharma Mundam Bandhamba Mahasamaya Sadhu Om Sambara Sambara Bimana Sara Mahazamba Humpe Om Sambara Sambara Bimana Sara Mahazamba Humpe Om Sambara Sambara Mahazava Humpe Om Sambara Sambara Mahazava Humpe Om Sambara Sambara Mahazava Humpe. So now in your mala. We show before, it may be some the new. Remember this top in our guru beads, and then you the left hand in the base, and then circle clockwise 1 or 2 3 depends your mala, and holding in the top in the guru beads, and your the vase. Remember I said last time, like this traditional vase or maybe flower glasses vase, either one's okay. You don't have feather, you can use the juniper or cedar or any green piece in the branch also. So then touching the water in top, then Om Ruzi Ramane Dawardaya Om Be Om Shibe Mane De Shure Hong Om Ruzi Ramane Parvardaya Om Be Om Shibe Mane De Shure Hong Om Ruzi Ramane Dawardaya Om Om Shibe Mane De Shure Hong Om Ruzi Ramane Parvardaya Om Be Om Shibe Mane De Shure Hong Om Ruzi Ramane Dawardaya Om Be Om Shibe Mane De Shure Hong. Then you have the your blessing blue in guru beads, and sometimes you will maybe headache or maybe clear eyes or some pain, and this one is sort of your healing object because you use the secret mala, because all the time mantras and also increase mantra, so there's a lot of power and benefit. Okay, sometimes and you will see the animal sick and people sick, and your mala in the within the back, and you can touching to the person. That depend you can different prayer or supplication is very helpful. Then now Oma Ahong, you need one round in the mala. Oma Ahong, 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 Oma Then the secret mala, you back to your back. Then you use the regular mala as well. Okay. Then you can share the 4 thoughts. First 2 sessions. So then 4 thoughts there are, and we can also Samantha, you have the jewel ornament liberation book. And also maybe you can check the chapter, the 18 precious, the ledger and all the precious human life. So then, or maybe you can find it easy. So first we can see it in Tibetan one. So I can explain it also. I have here a Tibetan book. So we can clear in slowly, not rush. Important is the clear meaning to understanding. So first I will the transmission or the 4 thoughts, just only maybe 2 pages. Reciting the transmission. Tende tarwa tubla shubarai chai duje medan jikbe chujende dugun jine chiwa nyele shin namjing ime zage siwanda nyudu nyingbu tong la zongre ren kewe dewa topjin jikshu ji dungen demin junlen junwe chir Lume gyunde shisam pamji ju langdoro nela tingne be barai ki ninsun sumda ngondo komba lang geji zamji dewa yume jing siwar chembe nija geza de tone shive lamjo jo barai ja. Okay. Now we will share the beginning one of the first chapter of the first one. So here is the first. We see in the world, it looks like there's so many human beings, the large numbers every year, they're growing in millions. I think a month ago, they now said 8 billion people on this earth. That's good. But you can see the question for ourselves. Do we have choice to rebirth where? And the next slide. We knew sooner or later we will die, maybe next 20 years, 30 years, or 2 years, who knows, right? So now many people said, I chose, I chose this and that. This sounds good, sounds good, but in reality, it's not much choice to birthplace. Only we need to good accumulate merit. Then this way to make some good seed. And a couple of days ago, one of my friends came here. We talk about, some people they not much believe in the reincarnations. There's nothing wrong, but they say, after we die, we'll go directly in heaven. If you not believe the reincarnation, who is going in heaven? You physically is already here, cremation or under the ground or something, but not going with the heaven. We're talking about the same as the next life is your consciousness journey to a new form, to a different place, whatever you're karmically to form. So this is wishing is the highest only human being. Even though you will rebirth the God, it's not permanent. Buddhist language called the God is different. I'm not to say the same God in the Christian language you use. The 6 realms is a part of the different beings, human being and demigod realm and the God realms. So there are temporary looks like say God realm is a luxury family and grandkids. They not need to work because grandparents give a lot of money. You will just need a party and all those finish, then you will not suffer because you don't have any experience in hard working. And then demigod realm is, your parents give a little bit and you hard work a little bit. It looks like you and that's kind of 50-50. Precious human life in the full of your journey, not to depend on God or the grandparents. But this precious human life is not the independently. This everything's interdependence. Our parent is the hardworking. People said in Great Master, if you pay respect to your parents, same as you practice the Bodhisattva. If you take care of the good in your parent, same benefit as you doing as a Ngondro practice or preliminary practice. You take care of your parent is the best and the perfection of the wisdom, because the perfection of wisdom, there are 6 different. First one is the generosity. Generosity also not based on the stinginess, impurity. The generosity need the base, the joy, pure, and the best one you give material or love, whatever you in giving, that is, you serve your families, your parents, and teachers, and Sangha member, whoever there, this profession, the wisdom, perfection of the generosity. And then see in our families, for example, our own life. Our own life need to physically healthy, mentally healthy. This depends on you, how you negative impact or not. This called the moral ethics, you know. If you do something wrong, killing the life or cheating or all 10 non-virtues, and then maybe not your moral ethics is not stable. Same as a family member, you will try in your best to the family is your goal, you know. So likewise, this is very simple begin in your family practice. And then this Sangha is very unique, bind and together. The precious human life, that's where we have opportunity to gathering in the Dharmas, gatherings of wonderful human family and human societies. We not always not just I say remember independently live somewhere without touching to the human society activities. It's impossible, you know. People say, "Oh, I move away Alaska because you know I can easy to live, not in the mountain life or city life." But still, you need growth, you know. Still, something need human use, and the same they need food, but a little bit more, remote or maybe way to the traffic and things like that. But temporary help let is not. So now here the first tenjor, tell, jor. Can you share it in Tibetan? So tell, jor, tell means time. You have time. I have time. And jor means excellent condition I have. So excellent, they have 18 different excellencies. You know what do we have right now? So they said, so first one said, oh, this kind of the leisure and adornment is supremely difficult to attend. It's difficult to finding, difficult to achieve. So you see the many bodhisattvas, many enlightened, the form of the human being. Yes, there are animals from bodhisattva and many things, but they're rare. But animal cannot developing in the bodhicitta the compassion to the whole universe changing. But that's the human being is they have the power. So gamma means here, so gamma means marvelous, how wonderful, how meaningful. This can impossible is become impossible is the human form. And also inside the consciousness and the animals and wild animal, any mammal, any species, they have their own consciousness. But the human being is very clear to understanding what is a virtue, what is a non-virtue. And the body is very powerful, can change. So this one is when we wishing to birth, right? Our family member pass, we pray. We pray for traditionals and all give things money to the monastery, please pray. We release the animal, we give their clothes, the other ones. Why are we doing that? We're wishing the person who passed away is a rebirth. The highest one is rebirth Sugawa the Pure Land, which means Buddha Amitabha Pure Land. Then we're wishing to rebirth the human families, you know, good family. Good family means the parent need good, healthy physically and a healthy mind, and also need to pray for right place, and they are allowed to practice. And the mind want to practice, they have to practice. Those not easy to find. You can look in the world, many is the different places. They're not all. They're only looking for just simple food, not looking for the benefit in the enlightenment, not looking for the benefit 6 realms. So here, first, sentence just leave there, and then you can did you found the jewel ornament, the 18 nature and things like that in the chapter? Did you find it? Did you look yet?
Yes, I found it.
Or you tell her what page? Or you can read it.
So
The best one, Samantha, you found it? If you found it, you can share the screen. If you don't have a jewel ornament, the translated by our great teacher, Khenchen Rinpoche, then he will tell you exactly which page. Then we can read slowly. If you have something in the share the screen, everybody can see. Yeah, which page?
So the chapter 2, the precious human life, starts on page 59.
Okay, chapter 2. Maybe she can see more, everybody can see.
Okay.
Then you can read there.
You want me to just start reading from the beginning of the chapter?
Yes, first you can share.
Yes.
So this is very, there are called, Pe, Tang, Yu. Precious human life is the first giving example how rare, So they said, bean, maybe you can be full of your hand bean, you can just throw in maybe wall. They can stuck in the wall, almost impossible, right? The precious human life is more rare than that. Also, the coming example, maybe many of you already heard. The blonde turtle in the bottom of the ocean. Remember, top in the ocean, there are one yolk. And the blonde turtle is coming up once 1,000 years or hundreds of years. The yolk is the wind, it can blow different directions. They need blonde turtle's head come on the yolk and the ocean. See, ocean is so big, the wind is always blow. This blonde turtle is go inside this yolk. Almost impossible, but it is possible. But human beings more than rare. So those in the example, tongue is the counting. Human life is like day star. Star is not disappear because the other light is more like sunlight, and the other stars looks like far away, cannot see. This the precious human beings. They said, in the other realms, rebirth, animal realms. You can imagine. I'm not say bad, but I'm just reality. We say some family business they're fishing, right? You're taking huge in the net and cross there miles. Once then they bring in, and how many fish there are, One boat in a couple of months in the ocean bring to the and land. How many beings there? It's not endless there. Precious human life is like those kind and rare, but rebirth in lower realms like snow falling. There are no numbers. They continue coming down. Makes sense. Look our mind. We try to training in the good thought. We never training in the bad thought, but we have the spontaneous pop up, anger, jealous, all those easy to pop up. So that is ways to how we to become an excellent human being. There are two different human beings. Milu Zambo means just looks like a human being, but they don't have capacity to do good things. You can see the Amazon jungle. There are people and stay the same as the long-term school, right? What do you call those? People are naked, maybe they're hunting their life with the hunting. Maybe they're a wild animal or maybe fishing. That's only thinking. They don't have to becoming enlightened or just looks like human being, but lifestyle is like the animal. So that's why the human beings two different. Ordinary and the extraordinary is like us. We know what's good for the society, what the good for in life in us and others. So that's why telling here some and how power in the precious human birth. So this way, how rare. Sometimes people think, I don't like my body. I don't like this and something's missing, too heavy, too good, too bad. I need surgery here and there. I think this is good. Maybe you can make nice, but you have the already precious human life. You not need to change much. But you have precious mind. You have this develop You're not need wishing to like other species. So you see people at many different ideas. I don't know how many you see or not. There are one guy, he's called Cat Man. Do you see this man? Cat Man. He looks like try to cat. A lot of plastic hairs put his here, looks like cat mask. And looks like he's thinking cat. How much you put a cat, but he's not cat. He know he's a human being. And everybody thought he looks like cat. He's wishing. And all kind. One person put in the 1,000 needles in his body. This is his happiness. So this will give for him for fully, maybe, So I'm not saying it's wrong, but you have everything what you have. Not need extra. If you will see someday your body is a mandala, it's better than anybody in artist. You have to fully enlighten artists. So now here in Tibetan, I can read a little bit, then we can read the English one. The precious human life in four thoughts can renounce it to the samsara. Right now, we have not renounced it. We have exciting in the samsara. Like they say, new iPhones coming and the young people very exciting. In the United States, they will call Black Fridays, everybody exciting because they wholesale or whatever, the half sale, you will waiting there. We have exciting samsara. We not say, okay, samsara is, no benefit. We need to get out of samsara. So here, so the precious human life is what is the purpose for? The helping to less attachment in this life. Other words, we have a lot attached. I want this. That's everybody's same. First, you're thinking, I want maybe, say, iPhone. I'm talking iPhone, say. Okay, first you need iPhone 6. And then I'm very happy. And then your few years, it's not the same. iPhone 7. Now you need iPhone 7. Then I'm very happy. Otherwise, I didn't happy. So this ongoing, going. I saw one lady in China. She got the new iPhone, with the 11 or something like that. And parent asked how much, and she said such big number. And they asked how you get money. She said, I have 2 kidneys. See, the one kidney sell and buy iPhone. That's kind of people can do, So now here, the attach, this the precious human life, you're understanding, and then nothing's attached to the outside, but you have everything. So remember, great Milarepa said, ordinary people can see that I am the poorest person in the world because I don't have any belongs to you. But Buddha and Bodhisattva will see me, I'm the rich person in the world because my compassion to reach all 6 realms. So this way, the precious human life. And so this way we will go, the precious human life. Can you share and read how many remember lectures and here 18 different things. So something we didn't know. Precious human life, it looks like pop up, easy to somewhere. It's not that. They need so many good conditions. Okay. Yes. You have the same in screen, right?
Yes.
Okay.
All sentient beings have Buddha nature. That being the case, do all beings in the 5 realms, such as hell beings, hungry ghosts, and so forth, have the capacity to work toward enlightenment? No. Only a precious human life, which has the 2 qualities of leisure and endowment, and a mind which holds the 3 faiths, has a good basis to work toward enlightenment. The summary: leisure and endowment, trust, longing, and clarity, 2 of the body and 3 of the mind. These 5 comprise the excellent working basis. 1. Leisure. Leisure means being free from the 8 unfavorable conditions. These 8 unfavorable conditions are mentioned in the Sutra of the Sublime Dharma of Clear Recollection. Hell, hungry ghost, animal, barbarian, and long life God, holding wrong views in the absence of a Buddha, mute. These are the 8 unfavorable conditions.
Yes, I think maybe you can say 1 is a hell room, and second is a hungry ghost, something like that. People can maybe tracking number a little easier.
So 1 hell, 2 hungry ghosts, 3 animal, 4 barbarian, 5 long life God, 6 holding wrong views, 7 the absence of a Buddha, 8 mute. These are the 8 unfavorable conditions.
Oh, okay, now we will go here a little bit. Everybody can see in the text in the screen, and you have maybe book also. But now here, I will explain a little bit here. So here say first and here my text said on Nagarjunas, and the rebirth and hell. This is a very difficult one, and there are large numbers. You can say here different cities, different towns, right? The 18 cities of the hell. 1 is the bottom in the water hell. This is almost impossible to you get out. And there are 8 heat, 8 cold, 16 different categories. So, for example, I think this we need to hear, Then we see, if we rebirth there, what is the circumstance? What do you have choice? Now we always say choice, this is my choice. If you don't have, you born there, now see what you have choice left. So 18, the one called Dorji Tingna, the water still black hell. This one is a very heavy karma. This the being is not only, you destroying the people become the arhat, people become the enlightened one. You kill those enlightened beings. Very sin, very bad karma. Because see, at the ordinary people kill all the time, right? If you will killing the gunshot into some very homeless guy, and also no family, they're almost free. They're no charge. And maybe you can kill maybe some very high officials, president. Your circumstance is very long. You go to jail. You will punish financially in many things. So they said, okay, we will go maybe first in the beginning in the hell, then we'll be better and better, In the lunchtime, then we will end heaven. So the water hell is, remember I said, 1 is a person who killed your parent. That's very sin. Because the parents that they give for you is they're all the physically, mentally essence, and putting is become in you as the human being. The mentally every moment when you pregnant, sense to until you kill this person. They're only thinking that way. Everybody hardworking because my son. I'm working because my daughter. Now I'm retired, but still I need help. My grandkids. See, this kind of person is not, retired and something that's on thinking, but only this one, because my daughter and my kids. This will kill you as very sin, very negativity. Now this one. Second, the India tradition in Tibet, many there, the father and mother become monks, and then the person can kill is double negative. First, your parent, and the 500 lifetime, you have no chance to the human, no chance. Second, and the father or mother is arahat, monk or nun, then they're not out in the hell. Now you can see here, you see the Hawaii in the volcano, Right now, our own stove, the fire 500 times more heat and hell. And we have karmally, you will like this size, you will rebirth, and then you will just die cooking again. You will die, you birth and death and countless. As long as you eat the animal life, you have this much, you need death and birth and death and birth. Looks like if you break this mala, or broke the strength, and the mala is coming continually, one by one, because all this stacked together. That's why we need to be carefully always. So if we did some very wrong for whole life, then we will say, oh, God will take me into heaven. This God is not so smart, This person is very negative things also will come into the heaven. Then heaven is becoming a very toxic place. So you have to have capacity to go heaven means you need some good karma. God is always there in the hand say, come here, but you need to your hands also there. If you are heavy karma, something you cannot touching to the God hand. Same as those lower realm and especially hell is so suffering. Some Buddhists are those. Some in the Tibetan called the Gadamba masters or the people who retreat, most yogis, yoginis, and as soon as they get up morning, they're just crying. They're just crying. Why? Because there's precious human life in the human being. They always try to do the wrongdoing. They're very sad because they have to do better than that. Why didn't do that? That's why there's sadness, all the great masters and some just looking that way. Same as the Buddha compassion, Tibetan called Gen-Re-Sik. Gen-Re-Sik. Avalokiteshvara. Gen means I. Re is looking. Sik means non-blinking to looking sentient being. Looks like I always say, good babysit mom, they will not take care of this baby because a little bit wrong, maybe near the edge, or maybe poison tree or fire, something. If small move, the kids, they don't have any knowledge. So same, in the looks like human being, we don't have this kind of capacity or knowledge. There's a danger. Once we die and coming back human being is not easy. Not easy. That's they need a lot to accumulating, combining. So this if you do or you board the hell, 8 different hells as you remember, and the 8 heat hells and 8 cold. 8 cold one, the first one called Sotamba. Sotamba means your tongue, teeth touching each other. Just only sound like this. You cannot say anymore because you don't have power. To everything's becoming eyes. Not only eyes like this, then they open to crack, looks like lotus flower. And the wind coming between there and your body, because in the karma in you looks like you have to feel, you looks like your physically body. And physically body is, for me, looks like now 5'8" inches, become like 500 times bigger because you need more result to the karmically you finish. And then this bigger and it's tremendous suffering. Same as heat. And then also sometimes they're called cheating the families, that's also not so good. That's also dangerous. Husband, wives, if they pass now, of course, here, all good practitioners, I think you guys love to keep your moral ethic. It's very good. If something wrong and you're cheating, oh boy, there's not a good place. This is not good city vacation. This is called Shamalei Dongbo. Shamalei is called night mountain. What happened was, when you will go near the mountain, and your loved one calling in top of the mountain, say, here in the American language, honey bunny, right? Say, bunny, honey bunny, I'm here at the mountain. And there's a Taj climb in the mountain. All the sharp knives looks like automatic machine coming down. And you go piece by piece cutting. At top there, and then the iron looks like giant bird, like, sizeless, like the eagle. They will eat any bone, nothing left to just shrink. As soon as they shrink and finish, karmically not finished, rebirth in the same in your mountain. Now in the bottom of the mountain, they say, "Hey, honey bunny, I'm here. Why are you there? I'm waiting for you a long, long time." All right, this knife up like this, and coming down. It's not good. So in the bottom, the iron dog can bite. So I'm saying here, I'm not making you scared, I'm not making you guys uncomfortable. This is not made by Lama Konchok Sonam. This one is already in the history in the text. We're going to see maybe the Jewel Ornament Liberation. This helps for us because we're not in the hell, we're not in this bad place. If we will see the good things for Ngondro practice, Vajrasattva practice, the best purification. The Buddhism is very flexible, even though you see Milarewa, killed 18 peoples and animals, but he deeply renounced. He never go back. He just go full, and he become first, human fly in Tibet. First, one lifetime and become Buddhahood. This is the way of our lineage. I'm not giving you terrifying bad news, I'm just giving hope news. Okay, even do this one and become Buddha. Why not me? I just only few chickens and few fish. That's all. Something like that. You're just looking there. So when rebirth in the lower realms is not the small for long. They're thinking like say 1 year the human being, 7 years the cat or dog, something like that. So there are eons feeling is very suffering for long. If your parents, you scream yelling, or teacher, you scream yelling, there's also danger. Buddhism always say, take care of your, in Tibetan say on the text, in the summer you need to protect the metals because the raining water rust in the metal. And the winter protect in the pot because they break. So daily base protect in our own mouth. We always gossip, say, oh, this is not so good, she's not so good, he's not so good. And just very be careful. Why? Because remember I told you before, Southern Indians led by dark skin. One Arhat is, looks like dark skin. He walked near the group of the people. One person said, oh my God, this looks like crow. He's so black. And they don't know his knowledge. What happened was, this is not Arhat wish, but the person is a wrong gossip. He is the rich Arhat level. Big mistake. What is the final result? The person rebirth 500 lifetime is a crow. Because that's kind in the, so that's why Buddha said, you never judge anybody. In His Holiness Dalai Lama also said, respect every religion, every human beings, every species. That is we have the morning prayer book, the All Mother Sentient Beings. That's a wonderful way to knowing, because this knowing is the only precious human life. Precious mind can only understand, not other species. So, can you read now a little more? Yes.
In what way are these conditions unfavorable? In hell realms, beings have the nature of constant suffering. Hungry ghosts are tortured by mental burning. Animals are mostly overpowered by stupidity. All three of these have no modesty and no concern for what others think. Their mind streams are improper vessels. Therefore, they have no opportunity to practice the Dharma. The long life gods abide in a non-conceptual state where all mental activities have ceased. Therefore, they have no opportunity to practice the Dharma. Because they have longer lives than humans, all the god realms constitute unfavorable conditions. All the gods have unfavorable conditions because they are attached to temporary happiness and have no time to make effort for the Dharma. Therefore, the small amount of suffering that a human experiences has great qualities, because from it we get a sense of sadness in samsara. It pacifies our arrogance. It causes us to cultivate compassion toward all sentient beings. It causes us to like virtuous deeds and abstain from negative actions. Engaging in the conduct of bodhisattvas says, furthermore, suffering has good qualities. Through being disheartened with it, arrogance is dispelled, evil is shunned, and joy is found in virtue. This is the explanation of how the four non-human realms have no leisure. Even though they are human beings, barbarians have difficulty meeting spiritual beings. Those who hold wrong views cannot understand that virtuous deeds are the cause of a higher rebirth or liberation. When one is born at a time when the Buddha is absent, then there is no teacher who can explain what is to be done and what is to be given up. Mute or stupid persons cannot understand the teachings on virtue and non-virtue. When one is free from all 8 of these conditions, it is called the excellent leisure. 2. Endowment. The 10 endowments are divided into 2 groups. The 5 qualities one must achieve personally, and the 5 that come from outside circumstances. The 5 to achieve personally are being human, being born in a central country, and having all the senses, not reverting to evil deeds, and having devotion for the teachings. What does being human mean? To be the same as all human beings, one should have the organs of the male or female. A central country refers to a place where there is a chance to attend holy persons. Having all the senses means being free from muteness or stupidity. In having a chance to practice the virtuous Dharma, having devotion for the teachings means having faith that the Vinaya taught by the Buddha is the basis for all Dharma practice. Not reverting to evil deeds means not committing any heinous crimes in this lifetime. The 5 qualities that come from outside circumstances are: a Buddha has appeared in this world, a Buddha has taught the precious Dharma, the Dharma that was taught continues, there are followers of the Dharma which continues, and there is love and kind support from others. Thus, when one has all 10 qualities, 5 from oneself and 5 from outside, they are called the excellent endowments. When these 2, leisure and endowment, are present, it is called a precious human life. Why is it called precious? It is equal to a precious jewel that grants wishes. A. It is precious because it is difficult to obtain. B. It is precious because it is of great benefit. A. Difficult to obtain. Bodhisattva Basket says, it is rare to be human. It is rare to keep a human life. It is rare to find the holy Dharma teachings. And it is also rare for a Buddha to appear. The White Lotus of Great Compassion Sutra says, it is difficult to find human birth. It is hard to achieve the excellent freedom. It is also rare for a Buddha to appear on this earth. It is difficult also to find devoted interest in the Dharma. It is difficult also to have perfect aspiration. From Planting the Noble Stalk Sutra, It is difficult to find freedom from the 8 unfavorable conditions. It is difficult to find a human birth. It is difficult to find the perfect leisure. It is difficult also to find the appearance of a Buddha. It is difficult also to find persons with all the senses. It is difficult also to hear the Dharma teaching of a Buddha. It is difficult also to attend the precious holy beings. It is difficult also to find authentic spiritual masters. It is difficult also to fully practice that which is taught in the perfect teachings.
Okay, so you can stop there. So now we just talk a little bit and reading and jewel ornament liberations, you know. So this you need to get a book. I think we have many books in our center. So you need to learn. And one, remember this, when you practice precious human life and 4 thoughts, we will keep maybe usually each one session is 3 weeks. Precious human life in 3 weeks and other 3 weeks. But we can maybe keep each one maybe every week, you know, just 4 weeks or something maybe, or maybe 2 weeks, maybe two combining. But during the time you can read this chapter again, not the whole book run away. So because you need to focus this one, and then you can see next one is coming and then next chapter. So this is a very benefit for us in monastery and especially retreat. Here is a session 1, and the only teacher said you need 10, 20, whatever you're looking text, only the first session, because your mind is need to focus one place. Otherwise, you will just not finish first, you will exciting in the second. So you will not finish the second, you jump the third. So then you slowly you read book and fully in a whole book. So now here the great Shanti Deva said, Tenjorindini Shindu Nyevarka, Kivu Tunduk Toran Yuvala, Kedendela, Pembo Madumna, Chini Yangda Yuva, Kalachurus. They're saying Tenjorindini Shindu Nyevarka, the excellent precious human birth is not easy to find. Kivu Tunduk Tovas, this is the rare to finding once a lifetime, once a while, not all the time. Kedendela Pembo Madumnas. And during this time, if you're not making benefit effort, after your death and birth the human being again and again is impossible. Same as the great master Renjin Punzo quote, Dagi Tenjor Desandi, means my excellent precious human body, Dagi Tenjor Desandi, Chini Yanigabes. And after death, and this kind of leisure and good condition with meeting the Dharma as again is impossible. Now this moment as I have all excellent what I have, because my precious human bodies I have, and I have time to practice, and my mind interesting for the Dharma. I have connection to the Dharma, and teaching I receive with the Dharma, nothing missing there. Now in my mind is all focused with the Dharma, nothing else. So Dharma means we not say don't work anything, you know, you can do work in your daily official works, but at the same time, mind you can training your official or office co-worker also become part of your mandala. Because remember this talk, this is my early morning, the old man story. You say, okay, I like my company, but I don't like my boss. It's possible people can say that, you know. I like somebody, but I don't like this and that. You can see, if you don't like your boss, you don't want to become like this boss. You need, you become who you are. You can show better than your boss. But you can see, your mind and the boss is very different. So not only complaint is not enough, you need to become who you are. So likewise, this practice precious human life, That's a wonderful way to every moment. This human body and human mind can anything is possible is achieved. Anything is possible. Now this precious human life, we roughly say, we will understand the precious human life, what is how important. So that is why we will 5 minutes to meditate precious human life. Then we jump to the impermanent. Even the precious human life is like very expensive, maybe house or maybe car or diamond ring or maybe something very special, but it's very fragile. It's not stable. Small things wrong, it's easy to explode, So our bodies looks like it's very healthy. But when you go and maybe hit the car or maybe the falling the tree, sliding, small things, you will easy to die. So this means every moment is impermanent. We have no time to waste. We do something at every moment. So now, please everyone meditate precious human life, and during the meditate, you will remember we do it every morning. You familiar, your back spine is straight. 7 characteristic Buddha Bharujana positions, hands holding together, and then you need to think how precious human life. How you get this one? This is your plan. This is your choice, and this parent, this place. No, this is your prayer a lot. Come to this kind of opportunity. So now you need to think about it. Precious human life. You will need to know this is. I don't want to waste any minute, because this one goes something's wrong. That's it. Your dream's over. So now this is meditate time. Rejoicing how I have this precious human life through my parents, through the right now, this much I have succeeded, continue in life in the human form. So this you need rejoicing, because you can look the other form of the beings, animals and things like that. They are tremendous suffering. They have no choice, but we have choice to living better. And we have how fortunate the precious human being. So that is the reason you can compete others and yourself. That's the way reason to rejoice. 5 minutes, please meditate. Okay, thank you. So now I'll continue to share the text. Then the next one is the Duche Midak Jibe Chujen Drikung Kagyu Chiwa Nyele Shen Namji Ngime Tsage Siwanda Nyurtu Ningbu Tongla Zonre Ren. Can you read this one?
The nature of all phenomenon is impermanence. Death is a certainty for all who are born. Death can descend any time like a drop of morning dew on a blade of grass. Quick, it is time to make effort for the essence of Dharma.
Okay. So we usually in the daily base, we not talk about much the impermanent. We have always planned the permanent, We will just looking for house or buy or stuck in everything. We're thinking for live forever. And logically we know we die, but we're not thinking we die not soon. I know somebody died, but not me, I'm not yet, but somebody died and things like that. So Duche Mitapur means this very powerful impermanent. This impermanent is equality. Man, woman, and beyond the race, yellow, black, white, all the gentles, rich or poor, it doesn't matter. Impermanent is the certainly, just said here, the early morning, the grass touching the light is easy to dry. Maybe candle light bring outside with the windy time, the easy to blow. That's the way the midak is just look there. Once you can hear the religion people, politician people, wealthy people, or somebody die, those they don't want to die because they have power, they have money, but they cannot control the impermanent. Remember, this impermanent is very inspired. When you go outside work, the spring, the beautiful small leaf is growing in the tree. Then the summer is the transforming, it's so beautiful, the flowers. The fall becoming fruit, and then the winter, every leaf is come in the ground. Different seasons. Every moment is changing. Why we not thinking I'm also changing? And sometimes then maybe getting older, you feel you will just get up. Usually you have two foot in easy to get up. Now sometimes you're gonna borrow your hands, one hand, then a second hand looks like when you get up looks like the full of the animal. Usually just easy, 2 legs. So this means we will impermanent is showing. Impermanent is very powerful to concentrate. Remember I told the long time ago, they are great master called Karak Gomjung. Karak Gomjung is one of the yogi in Tibet. He lived under the cave in mountain, and outside his cave there are one bush, looks like when he go out, and the difficulty is with thorn, looks like rose flower. We have here the wild rose. This one easy to stack in your clothes, and then also make the holes. They're very strong. And he thought, I will cut this bush. Whenever I go, they bother me. As soon as he thought, oh no, if I'm cutting this tree or bush, I will die tomorrow. What is the benefit? Better I will go to concentrate. He coming in and they cut, the touching his rope. Then he thought, oh, I will need to cut this the branch. Again, his mind is very powerful. As waste time is not used. So the grow is grow, but I will not waste my time because impermanent. So that is where practice, we have the short time. Also, we need to very inspire ourselves. Then every day, whatever you can, every moment is impermanent. A couple of days ago, remember, I said request the prayer. One of the Dharma friends, we become monk. You see here, my teacher, under his guidance, we become monk. 1981 in the month, like Western month is maybe May. Tibetan called Sagandawa is 15, and 12 noon we become monk. 30 years, 40 years, and he suddenly passed away, and his body is now in the meditation state. I have the picture. It's amazing. It's becoming from smaller and smaller. And maybe you heard it called rainbow bodies, So that's the smaller size. Sometimes called hakje, means left over. It's like hair and nails. Something called hangmi means nothing left, completely in despair. So those is the practice for a long time, and they're showing lifetime also the living is easy. When they die, also it's very different. So this show for us everything's impermanent. People die a little older than you, much younger than you, same age you. People die, men, women die every day. So we need to let bit goosebump in our mind. Say, wow, I'm so lucky. I'm not yet dead. There's so many people die. This morning I listened. His Holiness the Drikung Kagyu Rinpoche, he said, now we have the recording traditional in the back in Tibet, before 59, all those monk, the traditional what they do in the monastery, making ritual dharmas, instrument, things like that. His Holiness said, when he come in Ladakh, 1970 something 8 or 80, there are people, monk, and been in Tibet more than 70 to 80s. Now, a few people left. So this means those great masters is treasure. When their lifetime, we need to bring as much as can. When they go, and nobody can become like him or her. So this means every time, every minute is precious. You don't need to go many different places. You have all the books, you have all the technique, you have all the opportunity, information. So that is where how to meditate. Every moment you need to rejoicing. You heard, you can look, sometimes some people say, oh, I'm not, never watch TV. It's okay. But you can look the news in your phone. This makes you also guiding impermanent. See, such a place, the fire, such place, the gunshot, such place, the death. That's a real message. You say, are you ready next? If it happened for you, what are you preparing or not? If you close the TV and your mind go all over the place, it didn't work. The better you can see the reality, what's going on. That's where we will see practice. That's very necessary. And then it's short retreat. That's very important. I always say to retreat, especially we have in here center, and you can maybe come, rent, 1 week, 2 weeks, 1 month, and I try my best to guide. I think it's important. You can, wherever your place, also you can retreat. Retreat means, you can turn off the phone, you concentrate, your mind going to town, then coming back. Oh, I'm in retreat, allowed here. Retreat means Tibetan called tsam. Most of you know or not. Tsam means meditate, Tsam means border. So you cannot go outside. Why somebody say, oh, this is a house called a retreat house. This means physically you cannot go outside this room. Mentally, you cannot go outside. It's not, nobody say this is your law. No, but this is your commitment. I want to do something develop. Means your mind stay with your body. So this is the transforming. And one day, you not need to open the door. Your mind and the body and get the same time in any place. But meanwhile, we need to meditate. The only become Buddhahood is through the meditate. And daily base through the Bodhisattva way, love and compassion. Those two side by side, they have chance to become in the one lifetime Buddhahood. And yes, you don't have time to retreat. But you have the breathing, you know, you like or not. You breathing and you're training to do something in the more bodhicitta, in bodhisattva way, and creating love and compassion. So that is where we need to meditate, you know. Before every morning we do here some little bit. And then important, before you sleep, at least 20 minutes to 30 minutes, 1 hour. That's very important. You know, otherwise you come, eat, and then go sleep, looks like cow. You know, nothing looking in your mind. It didn't work that way, you know. The morning 1 hour cannot work for this one. You sleep, you wake up way is different than other, you know, practitioner way. And as you sleep, also a different way to sleep. Before you check yourself, today I'm training a precious human life, how much I was thinking. And then people sleep. Now, this much age, I waste my precious lives, not much focused, you know, becoming fully free from in my mind. And sometimes people say when they're healthy time, oh, I'm not afraid to die because you are no experience, that experience, you are right now healthy. One maybe a little bit pain, then you will just scream, yelling, you know, say, please take me in the hospital, please healing, do this and that. For daily practice you do, and you are becoming your own healing. You become your own healer. So that is the impermanent is the one tool and the practitioner succeed. Especially we get up the morning, it's very difficult, you know. And the evening practice is not so difficult, but we always forgot. You know, we just, including myself, you watch maybe something news or maybe listen to something, then you sleep. You forget how do you sleep. We know how to do, but we didn't do it that way. So this is the morning a little bit connected our precious human life in impermanent. So now in the 10 minutes, we can question answer. If you have, you know, a doubt or need more clarify, I think it's very useful.
Lama,
Yes.
if you do evening practice, do you have to do another practice before you go to sleep?
Before sleep, you not need to open the sadhana, anything, but you this conclusion, you know, like say your cell phone or the text message or whatever you want, then you turn off. Same as your mentally or whatever you done. Now the time is a conclusion. You need check what is your day, how much you physically, mentally, spiritually, how much you developed. You can good develop and bad develop. Only you are your victims. That's the Kadamba tradition and all the Kagyu tradition. They do say, for example, I do one bad thought. You know, I thought maybe it's one base of the jealous. That's the counting. Remember, 2 different colors, bees or maybe gemstone, whatever you have, and you can see what you have did in day. You will anger, jealous. Bad thought, you can count on one side. You think, oh, this is wonderful. She did a good, excellent job, and he did excellent job. I wish everybody can do like this. How wonderful. You are rejoicing, your mind is good thought, one side counting. And this you can see, check day by day. Most time, not so good. First one is, you know, negative thought is numbers higher. Always same. And then training in the minds, and then someday is an equal number. Then next week and a week after is the positive is more higher. That way sleep, if I did something wrong, you need to purify. Most you know Vajrasattva mantras, maybe 3 times, 3 prostration, wishing, you know, I wish to do better, but something I didn't control or mindfulness, I mistake. Now this has happened. Now I need to fix. And then you will just through the recitation mantra and then visualization, any Vajrasattva or Tara or something in the daily practice for you and meditate. Whole sleep is usually familiar, dream yoga, you know. You're sleeping as meditating. It's useful. If you did a good job, you need rejoicing. Today I did excellent. reciting King of the Aspiration prayer for the people in suffering, or something, whatever you done, rejoicing, then short dedication. There's also the increase. Same as in the morning, we do early get up. I talked many times, sometimes maybe new people didn't hear. First, you get up early morning, and your bed, or left foot first touching in the ground. Remember? And you get up, don't go to bathroom, looks like they just cow or horse run, You think, oh, I'm so happy I get up this morning. And I have the precious life, this again, use it. You meditate, 5-10 minutes, you're on bed before anything. Then you go to bathroom, you're going to wash your face. This water is becoming nectar. The cleansing purified the outside and cleansing inside simultaneously. That is where how to get up and how to sleep.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Crystal has her hand up.
Okay. Question?
Crystal, go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Good morning, Lama. I have a question regarding the dual ornament of liberation.
Yes.
The 8 unfavorable conditions that are mentioned, and it deals with barbarian. Who are barbarian in the context of Buddhism?
Yes. Tibetan called barbaric is called lalo. Lalo means they're not thinking any karma, and they enjoy to killing the other's life, very happy to, They're never thinking, so, they have the feeling, they have emotion, and we need something respect, They're never thinking, and that's called the lalo. And they're always thinking it's not bad, but their life that way. Lalo means, there's no respect to others' life and no belief in the karmas, and as much as can kill and then become into barbaric. Remember, this answer is Great Milarepa, his one important student. Remember the story, the hunter. The hunter, his job and his family depend for him, so he hunting to keep in his family, what do you call here, food in the table. So he will kill all the time. And then Milarepa one day said, well, usually called precious human life is rare, but like you, it's not rare. As long as you wake up to killing others, that's called barbaric. Tibetan called lalo.
Okay, thank you very much.
All right. Okay, no more question. Then we will dedication for the prayer for world peace, and then we will.
Lama,
Yes.
I have a stupid question, but I still want to ask it. Okay. Sometimes I cheat on my video games. Is that okay?
I don't know. You are cheating for your video, or you cheating to your friend?
I'm cheating the video game.
Oh, this is the benefit of your practice.
Well, winning makes me feel good.
Oh, it's a benefit to cheat more, and the results are better. Buddha said don't cheat, but you looks like cheating is work for you. So I think your games need no more game. You're one of the senior practice. I thought maybe better, but you said a little bit stupid question. I think it looks like, games looks like young kids, right?
Not anymore. Everybody plays games now.
All right. I don't have the experience from game, but cheating is in any place maybe not so good. But I don't know game. See, I don't know your friend or by you in the computer. I don't know.
This is not a Dharma question.
Go ahead, Dharma. Go ahead.
And this is not a Dharma question. This is like, can I go do something else instead of Dharma? You know, it's just crazy. And when you do questions about Dharma, there's no such thing as stupid questions. But
Yeah, everything's good. Yes.
yeah, everything's good.
Yes.
I got when you say that when you're well and you're healthy, you don't think about dying. Whenever I get sick, I think I'm gonna die anyway. So, because I was a sick child when I was younger, and I got my heart condition. So whenever I don't feel good, I kind of think, well, maybe today is the day. It's ingrained in me all the
Right.
way. And even today, well, I feel good today, but I mean, it still may come when I feel good. But I'm just saying, when I'm sick, I feel like, well, maybe today is the day. And I've been going through that my whole life.
Yeah, that's great because in your whole life practice impermanent, every moment you say, oh, this is my today last day, because you have preparing something, you're going to meditate or mindfulness something. And next day you're breathing, oh, I'm not dead, I'm still in life. This is wonderful. Remember in early master said, usually in Tibetan, people drink teacup, your teacup, and here sometimes maybe you wash and then upside down, right? How you put your teacup, is it upside down or open when you put the cap in? How you do?
I put it upside down so I get the water, so the water will drip out. But when I want to drink out of it, I put it up and put water in it.
Okay, and Tibetan ways people cup in upside down ones, and now nobody use it.
That's right.
So this means the practitioner before sleep in your teacup or your milk cup, you wash and then upside down and dedication prayer. Completely, it looks like your death. Nothing need. And tomorrow you wake up. Oh, I'm so glad that I need my teacup or coffee cup. You can use again. You will just take care. So this way, thinking is every day is just important day, and the benefit you live in maybe 100 years. This is my project. Even though I'm died today, but the legacy and the project keep continue. But you not live in 100 years, But just in case I'm died today, that's way easy to die. Something like that.
And also, when I wake up in the morning, I like I said, like you said, I put my foot on the ground. I say, thank you for today. And then I have to go up to use the bathroom. Sorry about that. But I get up and I get dressed. And the immediate thing after I do getting dressed is go practice.
Yes.
That's the first thing I do. And then when I go to bed, before I go to bed, I practice again and say good night for the night, good night for the day, thank you for today, and then off to sleep I go.
Yes, that's a good way to everybody learn what, like she said. You walk from your room to kitchen or any place or office or walking, jogging. You need thinking that way. I'm walking from samsara to nirvana. I'm jogging to every new step is becoming an increase of virtue. Anyway, you walk, you don't have time to practice, you walk, you're breathing. There's always connection to practice. This you're not separated to meditate, always there. Okay, now please the old peace prayer, English. And then the bodhicitta increase of dedication.
It looked like maybe there was one more question over there.
Yeah, Julian.
Oh, one more question? Oh, I didn't know. What they say? Sorry.
If there's time, yes.
Yes, we have funny time.
Thank you. Just thinking about the first thought about having precious life, and then also reflecting on your story about the enlightened person and the story with the crow. How do you balance both being thankful for your precious human life without sort of placing yourself above those who maybe don't have the precious life? because I thinking about, for example, when we were doing the meditation, I was thinking I'm very thankful that I wasn't born into a non-human life, or that I was born into life in a safe place.
Right.
I recognize that could then be me putting myself in a position above those who perhaps aren't born in a safe place. So how do you balance those two?
Yes, this is very important. Remember, a few weeks ago, we have in the state called Thanksgiving, remember? And we will say things for every day. Things for who? Everyone. First, every morning, your parents alive or not alive, but you need things for your parents. Your parents bring in your life in this earth. And then you think for all the teachings and dharmas, your co-workers, and everyone. We buy food. There's hard working for the farmers. And every beings, the connection to our life. We healthy is because they're hardworking. So thinking for everyone, it makes sense. See, the Buddha's teachings very powerful. All mother sentient beings means thinking for all mother sentient beings, not a she or he. But number A, parent, and then maybe including you'll say all mother sentient beings. This the 4 lines for majority morning reciting. As your mind is open, your mind is very easy to deal with the day. You make your mind to projection to everything is becoming purity in your own parents and sisters and brothers. When you sometimes come up something, you never see this negative person. That is where how to think in the morning.
Thank you very much.
All right. Okay, read this English only.
The 3 jewels and 3 roots, trustworthy source of refuge, and in particular the Lord of the land of snow, Avalokiteshvara, Jitsantara, and Guru Padmasambhava. I supplicate you, please follow your previous pledges. Bestow blessings that this aspiration prayer may be fulfilled most perfectly. Due to the degeneration of times when thoughts and deeds of beings are perverted, and the inner and outer elements have lost their balance, people and cattle are seized by epidemic disease previously unheard of, intruding Rahus, Nagas, powerful demons, and dark forces, light, frost, and hail, bad harvest, warfare, and so forth, erratic rainfall, heat, misery, and droughts in the world, destruction by the elements such as earthquakes and the threat of fire, and in particular, barbaric offenses causing harm to the teachings are rampant. May all types of harm and injury around the world be swiftly pacified and overcome. May precious and supreme bodhicitta spontaneously arise in the mind streams of all beings, human and non-human, and may they be free from destructive thoughts and deeds. May all be endowed with a loving mind for one another, and may well-being, glory, and prosperity prevail throughout the world. May the Buddha's teachings spread far and wide and everlast. By the truthful power of the 3 roots, the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, by any root of virtue existing in Samsara and Nirvana, by the power of our perfectly pure highest intention, may the fruition of our supplication and aspiration be attained.
Chanjo semjo rinpoche maje panam jeju jeba nyamba meba kone kondo pewara sho chanjo semjo rinpoche maje panam jeju jeba nyamba meba kone kondo pewara sho.
Bodhicitta, the excellent precious mind, where it is unborn may arise, where it is born
but not decline, but ever increase higher and higher. Thank you, everyone, and enjoy your lunch, and see you at 2 p.m.